birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. It's smoked out.
Oh my goodness.
Fruta.
Is Harry Potter themed?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, okay, of course.
Oh my god. Okay.
The highest frequency. Love.
Hello. We are going to be doing a get ready with me. It is my birthday. It's my birthday. And I just feel like doing a nice, slow, calm get ready with me. Yeah. I used to be like a beauty influencer and I worked as a makeup artist like a long time ago, and makeup has always just been one of those things that just makes me feel calm. So we're gonna get into that. I got my birthday drink. We're at Illumi.
It is different. So trippy looking.
Whoa. Remember we sat in here last time?
And we just like, you were channeling the whole time.
I was. The shroomies were kicking in. I'm in a Hallmark movie.
She is a part of Santa's workshop.
I am, actually, because I'm under 5'4". They take me soon, actually. Guys, like I'm about to be snatched. It's only a matter of time. Hi friends, I am back today with another reading. So we're gonna take 3 deep breaths. Okay. I'm feeling already like this is a feminine collective. Gender does not matter, so take whatever resonates. If you feel like you're in feminine energy, this might be for you. I feel like some of you are going through a really hard time right now. It feels like you feel a bit stagnant in life right now, and it feels like you're being really hard on yourself. Like it's like I'm feeling I want to say like you're feeling like you're not enough. Like there's this, that's the kind of narrative in my head. I think you've had a lot of time for yourself. So 10 of Wands, the Hermit, and the Fool came out all together. So I'm feeling like you're completing some sort of cycle internally. It's not really like your external is going to change much. I'm feeling it's a lot more internal. And I feel like with the Hermit, that kind of also feels more internal to me. It feels like you've been really like sitting on your own, in your own energy. And I think you're feeling like, I want to say lonely, but you're being intentional. Like you're choosing, you do have options to go out or to go do this, to go do that, but like you're really being intentional with your solitude. It's really not loneliness, it's solitude, but you might be feeling a little bit lonely. I think there's this part of you with the Fool that feels like you need to kind of literally throw yourself off a cliff into a new way of being. But I feel like you're confused, like you're not really sure what direction to go in. It's like you're feeling like you don't know who you are. And the sense that I'm getting is that you actually do know who you are. You have actually a very strong sense of who you are. I think it's more of an issue of expressing it externally, I'm feeling. I think you have periods where you get really inspired and you really like, you feel like a high almost, where you are like, okay, I know exactly what I want out of life, and then you go to act on it. And I think with the actions, I think that's what you have trouble with. You kind of come in and out with the Knight of Wands. It's very like, it doesn't feel stable. It's almost a little bit more impulsive. I don't think you're necessarily impulsive, but it almost feels like you get these like periods of motivation, and then and also this sense of, again, like I know who I am, I know what I want to achieve, I know what I want to do, and then I feel like you almost get in your own head, and then you kind of withdraw over time. And I think the lack of consistency is contributing to almost this sense of like, do I know who I am? I think it's more, I almost want to say that like what I'm hearing is like they want you to be more practical. Spirit is saying become more practical with everyday things in terms of consistency. So like even if you have to write it out, like Lily, like write notes, right? Like jot notes about like who you know you are, what resonates with you, the qualities that you know that are important to you, and daily actions, not these grandiose things. You don't have to up and change your job. You don't have to go do all of these things, but like who would you be if you were authentic every day in the small consistent steps? That's what I'm hearing. I think once you start to implement practical steps, you'll actually be quite successful. There will be a lot of celebrating to be done. And I think that's kind of like, oh, I think you're further ahead than you think. And it's like with 5 of Cups, there's this sense of like, I feel like you are leaving a part of your past behind, and that might be why you're subconsciously, like, I don't think you're aware of it, but maybe there's this part of you that like knows you might have to leave like certain friends behind, or I'm hearing even a friend group, people that you kind of already know. Like you're kind of like, I feel like you're in the room and you're just kind of like why am I here, you know? And those periods of times are so painful, because especially if you're a kind person, or you want connection and you value connection, it's so hard to let those people go that were once with you. But just because someone served a place in your life at one time doesn't mean they're gonna fit every version of you that's going to exist, you know? Like forever only lasts as long as that version of you does. It doesn't mean that it wasn't a version of forever between two people. And I think that you can have like a nostalgia in a healthy way without it getting in your own way, you know? I think you're a lot farther ahead than you think you are. I think you're really hard on yourself. I feel like you're so mean to yourself. Be nice. Would you talk to your friend that way? I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm amazing. Say it. Say it. I'm amazing. I'm wonderful. Don't blink when you say it. Don't wince. I blinked. I blinked. I have to work on it too. We'll work on it together. 3 of Wands, and bottom of the deck is Queen of Swords. This is beautiful. So you are forging ahead. You are forging ahead in this new life that is going to be incorporated or created based off of you really being your authentic self. This is not really about you finding yourself. It's more about actually showing up as that person. It's not, I don't really think you need to go do more to figure out who you are. Like I said, I think you really already know. It's just actually implementing the action. It's actually the forging ahead and taking that next step. Whether it's like a small promise that you make yourself every day, like you're gonna make your bed. My bed is not made on the other side, so that's not a promise that I ever make because I know I won't keep it, but I keep a lot of other promises to myself. So do things that you know you can follow through on as the person that you want to show up as. Envision your higher self and who that is. I'm getting very like, she's a little like feisty, she's a little like spicy, and strong. You're so strong. I think you have this internal strength, and I maybe think that's why you're afraid to show it, because you don't want to lose connections necessarily. But imagine who you would invite into your life authentically if you actually allowed yourself to be who you are, and the quality of those connections. When we choose connections that actually don't resonate with us, we're actually rejecting ourselves, you know? So the fear of rejection is actually something you don't need to be afraid of when you're doing it to yourself. Number one, it's kind of like a version of exposure therapy in a way, but that's the worst thing you can do. You need to have connections that are authentic to you, and you can only do that by letting go of what doesn't serve you and really stepping into what does. Queen of Swords is also very, I don't know why my freaking eyebrow is getting really itchy. I don't know, maybe you have dry skin. It do be winter in Canada. Queen of Swords is she's very grounded and logical, and she's thoughtful. So there's a lot of thought in the way of who you are and how you want to show up. So apply that now. It's more of just about like taking off the armor that doesn't need to be there anymore. I don't know if you've seen the movie The House Bunny, but I love that movie. Anna Faris is freaking golden. But there's a scene in the movie where there's this girl who wears like a full body like cast thing, and she's been wearing it for like a million years, and Anna Faris's character is like, why are you wearing this? Like, it's time to take it off. And then there's a scene where it like falls off of her in a very dramatic way. I'm seeing that in my mind's eye. It's like, you need to just like, the armor's like, you've already kind of dealt with your issues in a way you can release it. You just need to like decide to release it now. There's nothing else you have to do. You are perfect, and you're exactly where you need to be. I think you're doing great. I'm hearing like, even Spirit is saying like, we're so proud of you, which is lovely. And I feel like maybe you grew up with parents that didn't tell you that. So I'm proud of you, and you should be proud of you too. And you should tell yourself that, and you should tell the little girl inside of you that as well. Okay? Love you. See you guys later.